want to say welcome to WonderCon. It's not like you haven't been to a Comic-Con before. Let's just start with that, I guess. So when it comes to, everyone here has been to one Comic-Con, right?
Yes.
I'm assuming yes. This
Yes?
is one of those
We're like a
things.
million coming.
Yeah.
A million Comic-Cons.
If you're Kevin Conroy.
I'd like to see your punch card. Do you have a punch card by chance?
He does, I'm sure he
It's
does.
on the floor, shredded.
Yeah, it's on
From all the
the
punches.
We were just talking about this earlier. I keep waiting for this fad to peak. You know,
Yeah.
the Comic-Con fad, and it
No,
doesn't.
no,
It's
it's
never
not.
peaking.
It's
No,
not.
it's
It
not
just
gonna
grows and grows and grows.
This is a crowd that loves what it loves and it doesn't apologize for it. Those are the people who show up for things. The same thing as sports or anything else.
Right.
If you love something, you're going to show up for it. You're not going to apologize for doing it. I mean, if you look outside and you see everyone dressed up.
Yeah.
Every iteration of Superman, every iteration
Yeah.
of Wonder Woman, every iteration of Batman. When
Yeah.
you see all these options out there, and it's no longer you guys, it's them. It's that create their own thing, you know? Don't get me wrong, your voices are in their heads for sure, but it's definitely, they've made it their own. This
Yes,
is who
Yeah.
they are
for sure.
now, too.
Yep.
So, I want to say welcome again to this crowd, and it's especially another film, because these films, as I was mentioning to some of the gentlemen before, is the fact that,
Sorry.
by all means,
Hello.
hello.
How are you?
These things are markers for people's lives too. I mean, we're doing 3 a year now, but at one point it was like 1 a year at some points. And I can remember Mask of the Phantasm. I can remember Doom. I can remember, all these specific films and specific times. And these are markers in a lot of people's lives, just as much as The Matrix or different things like that too.
Oh, for sure.
And so that's why, these characters kind of come up.
No, the fans that come to these events, these cons, are the most devoted, the most passionate. They're just wonderful. They're very supportive.
How
And the
many
most
fans-
invested in more ways than one. Like
Yeah.
from a financial perspective,
Yeah.
a lot of the cosplay, they spend a pretty
yeah,
penny
but-
on
And
it.
time.
And when you do
Outfits
voice
and
work, you're putting
hours.
it out into the ether. You don't get that feedback
You don't
from
get
the audience that
engagement.
you
This is
do
a
on
place to
stage.
engage.
Right.
And this is where you get that feedback from the audience,
Well,
which is
and
so
that's-
much fun.
You do it in a closed room where you don't actually get to see the rest of the cast.
Right.
You don't get to bounce off things. This isn't the groundlings. It's just you in a closet yelling, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes we get to bounce off each other.
Yeah.
No.
No, actually, at Warner Brothers, they
There is
do.
something quite interesting about doing that as a difference, a different concept from being around people and
Yeah.
sharing that energy, is that you have a certain amount of autonomy, and then there is, of course, there are a few other people in another room who are telling you to try out different options, and I find that kind of, it's definitely, it's a different discipline, it seems like.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. We just talked to Phil Lamarlo earlier. He, of course, voice work as well, and he was talking about the fact that sometimes people come up to him and are like, "Well, voice work's easier than acting, isn't it? Just there's all these different things." And he goes, "No." I was telling him, like, I came from the radio world. Go in, record your voice, and see if you believe you. See if you believe you trying to sell yourself, trying to be this character, trying to do those things. If that's not something you can just do. That's not something that you have to emote, you have to create, and you have to kind of put it out there.
I find that it's harder because when you're talking, you're animating with your face.
Right.
And then when it's just the microphone, you're like, how do I portray this?
You have
Right.
one
On my voice.
instrument as
Yeah.
opposed to like using
Your
your,
whole
face.
body.
Yeah, your whole body.
With
to-
one line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And with stunt casting now, where they bring in people from film or television to do
Right.
it, you get to see how actors who aren't necessarily voice actors adapt to this genre, and a lot of them don't.
And talk about how hard it is.
They don't
Yeah.
get it.
Then sometimes you have a helmet with a little camera on you.
Yes.
Use that thing. That's
That is so bizarre.
No, it is because you've got
Weighs
lights
about 10
shining in
pounds.
there.
The face mocap.
It's like a small child sitting on
And,
your
and,
head.
and
Like,
you're trying
"Get off
to do
of me,
you're
get
trying
off
to do
of
like
me,
a super intimate scene,
Have you done
and
that?
you've got these like
I'm
lights
actually-
shining
Right.
right there, and
It's
there's
super
you don't
weird.
have the
But
other
not with the camera
person
Yeah.
right in front.
to
And then it's
necessarily
always funny when you
like-
try to hug a person who has one of those gadgets out there. It's like
Right.
this kind of thing. Like I have to hug you here.
I
It's
can't
a
imagine
sad scene, but I can only do the voice in a big smile. So we need to figure this out, kind of thing too.
Oh, yeah. When you're making, sometimes you have to make
I
a
can't
crazy
imagine
face.
they're getting accurate facial things because I'm sure I'm going like
Yeah.
all the time.
Well, that's
Are you-
totally
are you talking
Superman.
about-
Well, yeah, right. It's,
Are you
yeah,
talking about
exactly.
mocap, though?
If you hadn't
Yeah.
Motion cap,
Are you
yeah.
talking about mocap where you have a camera?
Yeah.
So that's
So
I mean,
Or the
it's,
face
it's,
markers.
it's invasive, but also protruding, so you see it,
Yeah.
which is a
Yeah.
strange. That's
It's
such a
just
strange
Right, yeah,
comparison
you
for
do
us.
see it.
But don't look.
Yeah,
It's right there, but don't look.
Don't look.
And this is another level to voice work that people don't understand, that all these things go together. Technology is coming and makes things easier. Yes, you can record your voice on your phone with a new microphone that plugs into it too, but things are going farther to give more to the audience too, because everything you are is everything these characters are. Superman, Batman, Starboy, I mean, all these things together, I mean, they all kind of just become the character. And that's one of the cool things too, is, they were talking about the Holy Trinity of, the Batmans, the Supermans, things like that, the voices. But every new character, every new voice becomes that person's too. It's even like when someone hears Bohemian Rhapsody, someone out there thinks Rami Malek is their Freddie Mercury.
Right.
They don't have that connection, but you have that.
Well, because when you are the voice of an animated character especially, you're living in someone's imagination.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's a very intimate place to be. You're part of their imagination.
Yeah.
It's like
So
when
they
somebody read a
always
book.
associate that voice with that image, with that
Always.
character.
Yeah.
It's
Like
really
rain.
interesting because it almost seems like, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but the way that I inferred that is you are involved, or you are a part of them being the creator.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
To your, so they are systematically attached to their own manifestation.
Yeah.
Which is
So
it's a
you're
really
intimately
interesting-
involved with them.
Right.
Right.
And when they meet you at a Comic-Con, it's like a family member. They know
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
They don't
Yeah.
know you, but they know you. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
That's more exceeding, though, I'd imagine, in voice work, because voice work with the animation is another. It's almost like another tool, right? So
Yeah.
you have the visual of the animation, which allows familiarity, especially with these iconic characters. Whereas if you have the voice work on its own, they are completely creating that whole
Yeah.
vista, that visual vista, right? But you're a part of it as well. It's a very interesting part of
Oh, yeah.
becoming fabric, like a small part of their creation. Really, that's real nice, man, as well.
Well, and this is funny because I've talked to people who do audiobooks before, and the same thing, that their voice becomes that character for them. Even before you get them, you already kind of created the character. Some are automatically, some maybe, I remember Will Wheaton. I talked to him about Ready Player One and some of those, and his voice has become that character, and so it's kind of funny that you get attached to it too. I mean, do you guys feel a little possessive of your characters too after
Yes.
you kind of connect with them?
Yes.
I do.
They live in you. They live in you.
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
right? Don't you? I mean, your characters live in you. There's
Does anyone else play Batman? I don't.
I think so.
I think in the talkies, the moving pictures.
In the
maybe.
talkies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think in those. But outside of that, it's just you.
So
And you hear
sorry.
people who will say, when I read the comic books, it's your, I hear your voice.
Yeah.
And that's also, because that is a different iteration, and yet
Right.
it crosses over into a different medium,
Right.
which is very special.
Yeah.
Right.
As somebody who's done it, it's just amazing to have fans that when they're reading comic books, they're hearing you.
Well, that's awesome. And at that point, you own a little more real estate inside their mind, I guess, too, right?
That sounds really, really insidious.
Yeah, it does. It does
However,
power
to
to
subvert it, though, it's sort of part of the hero's journey, isn't it?
Right.
In a way, it's their hero's journey that you're a part of.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Sure.
have my cable bill, my LADWP bill sent here to your mind. And
Right.
The brainwashing starts at a very early age.
Totalitarianism in animation.
Yes.
Not Orwellian at all.
We
Yes,
creep in.
authoritarian and ink, I guess is the best way to go. So let me ask you this, when it comes to voice work, I love every professionalism, but I also love the little foibles. Is there anything you guys do to kind of start up? Like, is there something that, like, sometimes for a specific voice you need like a startup, or you need something to get you going? I mean, can you guys be like, I'm better in the morning for this exact thing? And do you guys have your little things that
Well,
really
I think
can kinda
all
connect you?
I think all actors have a hook into any character they're playing. There's always something that gets you.
I mean, are
It's
you
just a
brushing your
hatch.
teeth and going, I am the knight, I am the knight, I am the...
You know, for me, it's always the moment of watching his parents get killed in front of them. That was the inspiration for the voice. And you put yourself in that imaginative place of a 6-year-old watching that happen. You just go to a very dark place, emotionally.
That's a great place to start. It really is.
Wow.
Yeah.
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 But I think every character has, every actor has that. It's just.
And
how the actors
and
work.
each character is different. There'll be some characters where it's a line that kind of gets me into that accent or that voice. Some characters it's a memory that you've planted in your brain, and and once you picture it and relive it in your mind. You're there, you're in that character. But
Well, I
everyone's
would
got
say,
different
I'm
things.
so excited for this film. I'm excited for Legion to come into play here. I wish you all had Legion rings and you could fly around. Some fun stuff here.
we have a few rings already,
We've
so.
been writing emails to DC about that.
DC's working on it. They'll get you all on board. But this is going to be a big film and a lot of fun too. But the best thing is meeting these fans. Like I said, they don't apologize for loving what they love, and they love you for being, their characters. Like I said, their voice in their heads. So thank you very much, and we look
Thank you.
forward to
Sure.
many
Thank
more
you.
films.
Thank you
Thank you.
so much.
Thank you.
Good to see
Thank
you.
you.